Okay, so a few months ago, I decided to start walking. And what does that mean, starting to walk? Well, for me, that meant that I wanted to start going to the places that I would normally go to. Instead of taking my car, just walk there. So going to do groceries, going to the cafe, going to a friend, stuff like that. So basically, I decided I wanted to get back into shape, and so walking would be a great way to accomplish that. At that point, all of my bags were essentially my whole carry strategy was built for a sedentary lifestyle, meaning that pretty much all of my bags were essentially like messenger style bags or just different shoulder bags, camera bags, things like that. And so even for like my laptop and big water bottles, I still had like a large shoulder bag. I believe I still have one from Timbuktu and one from Billingham, which is also a camera bag. So I needed a backpack basically, because although shoulder bags could technically work for longer walking, it's not ideal. If you're a cyclist, then yeah, those can work. But if you're gonna walk, you really want your weight distributed. I started asking myself, what are the things that I actually want to bring with me for such a walk? What would be a typical carry loadout? And then, of course, my brain just went wild with all different carry scenarios and different situations and what I'll need when. But it came down at the end of the day to some pretty basic things that I realized I really need to have with me if I'm out for an extended period of time, meaning for more than maybe a couple of hours. One of the major things for me is, now that I'm trying to eat healthy, is basically bringing my my lunch box, which is like a cooler box, dinner, lunch, whatever. So for example, if I'm going to the beach to go see the sunset, I want to walk to the beach instead of drive to the beach. So it's a 30-minute walk to the beach here in Kauai, and I can drive in 5 minutes and get there, but it's nice to walk to the beach. But once I get there, if I'm going to spend the afternoon, I need to be able to eat my own healthy food. So that's what I have this for. I also have this little cute cutlery utensil set. This is from Amazon. So yeah. The other thing that is very important for me is my water bottle. So this guy is the Hydro Flask Trail Series, 32 ounces, and man, I just love it. It came with kind of a crappy cap that's just like a plain cap. I switched it out with this guy, so this one is just so easy. It's just thirsty. But yeah, so this bottle is kind of an essential. It's light, and I always need to have my water with me. Gotta hydrate. Another thing that I thought to myself I'd frequently want to bring with me is like a rain jacket or something like that. So I got this, and this is actually like a Tom Bihn stuff pack, and inside I just have my rain shell basically. So right there. Yeah, so this is another type of kind of want to always have with me all the time. Another one is my toiletry bag. This is a Tumi bag. It's very malleable. It's made out of nylon, so you can scrunch it depending on how much you want to put in it. I find that these sorts of bags that are squishable are very useful because they don't take up unnecessary space by being overly structured. And inside, of course, I just have a bunch of little toiletries, like a little hairbrush and a bunch of crap. Yeah. Another item that I would bring frequently might be a little camera cube. So I'm a photographer, meaning I like to always have a camera on hand. Of course, I don't need a big camera, but just have like a small camera with me. So this is the Tenba BYOB, and it is the smallest size, and it's so cute. It's adorable, and it just fits into bags very easily. And inside, I have an Olympus Micro Four Thirds. This one is the OMD EM5 Mark III, I believe. I also own the EM1, which is filming me right now, so I might bring the EM1 or the EM5 with me. This happens to be a medium lens. It's this one is the Sigma 56mm 1.4, so nice telephoto lens, portrait type lens. You know, if I'm going to the beach with some friends, maybe I'm taking some portraits, and a 35mm Olympus. Well, I mean, it's a 35 equivalent. It's the 17mm 1.8. So that's basically what this cube will fit. It doesn't fit a whole lot, but it's really nice and compact, and just I like this little cube. So that's another thing I might typically want to bring. And then lastly, I got the this is, whoops, it's an extra piece. We don't need that. This is the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. I might be actually going down to the 11-inch, but regardless, the 12.9-inch iPad Pro size is a nice size for an iPad. And I figured, you know, if I go to the cafe, you know, walk to the cafe, I want to be able to have room to fit about a 13-inch laptop or 12.9-inch iPad or equivalent. This one actually has that, you know, that keyboard case, the Magic Keyboard, I think it's called, and it has the pen because I sketch as well, so it's nice to sketch. A couple more items that I might want to bring with me might be my journal, which is one of those German name brands. I forget exactly the name, but it's the Lecturm, whatever it's called. Famous brand. I don't know how to pronounce it. And then lastly, we got this little pouch from DEFY. So this guy is a really cute pouch. I quite like it. It's made out of X-Pac, and it just has some basics. So this could go in like a front compartment of a bag, for example. And finally, a little umbrella if it's particularly rainy and I might want a little extra precaution. This is pretty much the size of a sunglasses case. It's really compact, but it's quite amazing actually how they managed to fit this umbrella. It's actually a full-size umbrella in here, so pretty amazing. So it just comes off like that, and then it's literally an umbrella. Boom. So those are the items, right? So basically, I started asking myself, okay, so which backpack should I get? Which size do I need? So at first I thought I might need like a 16 liter backpack, 17. You know, I thought something minimal. But the more I started thinking about what I really want to carry, I realized that it's really more the 18 to 22 sort of range, more or less, that would suit me more. And then I started backpack shopping, and I went insane. I bought 22 backpacks essentially, and tried different ones out. And to be honest, I didn't give all of them I didn't give a real chance to all of them, because some of them I just disliked immediately. But many of them I did give an honest chance. And yeah, basically I narrowed down my selection to a few, about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 packs. I went down to 7 backpacks, and those are the ones I want to show you today. And I also want to show you which one I ended up deciding to keep and which ones are going back. So let's start. Let's get right to it. And I'm also going to mention a couple of things that I like about each pack and a couple of things that I don't like about each pack. So let's start with this one. This is actually an interesting one. So the first pack is the Gossamer Gear Vagabond Jet, and I still have the tag on because I'm planning on returning it. But it's a interesting pack because it actually has these two handles like this, so you can see, and in the middle it has a zipper. So it's got this bucket kind of feel to it. It's interesting. It is weather proof zippers. But anyway, bottom line, what did I like about it? Well, one thing I really liked about it is the comfort. So it's incredibly comfortable on the back. If I put a few things in it, then, you know, it all is top loading. So you take from here, it does have a a pocket for my iPad, and then my water bottle. But the interesting thing about it is that you see you gotta kind of hold it from one of these handles, and it's all top loading. And eventually I stopped. I didn't really like that. So at first I thought it was cool. That's the first thing I didn't love. And the second thing is this right here, where I try to put it on me, and there's this little piece. I don't know if you could see, but it's part of the sternum strap. It's a buckle, but it's super right there. It's very sharp. It's crazy sharp, and every time I would try to put it on, it will poke me in my chest. And I'm sensitive to these things, and it just digs right in. Really annoying. But once it is on, it's super comfortable. Like one of my favorites. And it looks pretty nice too. I like it. It's lightweight, which is cool. Ultimately, though, I decided to return it because this was annoying and because I didn't like the top loading situation. I also found that the water bottle pockets that are external are kind of, they cause, basically the bottle will fall right out of it. It's not very tight. It's not very strong. I have a thing with water bottle pockets. If you're going to put an external water bottle pocket, it has to be strong. It has to be tight. Otherwise, it just will slide out the minute you tilt your bag in some direction, which I tend to do a lot. So this one was a no-go for me, although I have to say, very nice materials, comfortable, feels like a quality product, just not designed quite right for my needs. So that one I decided to return, and in fact I will return this tomorrow. All right, that one's away. Next one, the Brown Buffalo. So this is the Brown Buffalo bag, and what did I like about it? Material is incredible. So this is the Conceal bag, and it's the Conceal 21, I believe. First of all, it's quite large for a 21 pack. I mean, it feels like more like a 24, I have to say. The materials of this CORDURA one is just incredible. I mean, I've never seen a bag stitched so gorgeously. It's just like, it's clearly a quality bag. Nice handle on the top. Yeah, just a wonderful construction. Nice, everything is like, the zippers are like top quality. You know, obviously YKK, AquaGuard, and all of that. The inside of it, so this is a clamshell style. The inside of it is quite nice. It has a Velcro. You could put like admin panels that cost extra money. You have to buy them, but basically gives you a possibility to put more crap over here, you know, little pockets and stuff. And it does come with just a few pockets right there. So you can put some stuff in there. This is a very nice quality. Everything is super, super nice, very nice quality. There's also these two guys, which are convenient on both sides for hanging stuff. Very nice. What did I not like so much about this pack? Well, first of all, it's a little bit larger than I need. Secondly, ooh, this is the luggage strap. I like that. This material is very nice, but ultimately there's no mesh. There's nothing on the back, and I live in Hawaii, and it's just so hot and humid out here, especially here in Kauai, and it's just hard to walk with something like this because I just know I'm going to start getting so sweaty in the back. To be honest, all backpacks are going to make your back sweaty, but I find that it's less about the amount of sweat and more about how much can the sweat sort of like be absorbed by the pack. So if there's mesh, the mesh sort of absorbs some of that sweat, so it just doesn't feel like there's a lot of sweat. But if the fabric is kind of, and this is really bad with X-Pac or any kind of like plasticky material, but with this one, small kind, I mean, you know, just a little bit. You know, you feel it's annoying, okay? Of course, I'm nitpicking, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, it's an amazing bag, but for me, that bothered me enough to not want to keep it. And then the other thing that I don't love about this bag is that when I do wear it, I find I'm 6 foot 195 pounds. I find that when I wear it, it's sort of low on my back, even though I'm 6 feet tall. And there is this point here at the bottom, right there, where it kind of digs into my back just a little bit, into my lower back. just a bit, but enough that it's not the most comfortable one that I've tried. But I have to be honest, it's a very nicely constructed bag, and I'm very impressed by that. Of course, everything fits inside here. So I was not actually sure about water bottle pockets at first, but eventually I came to realize that the best way to deal with water bottle pockets is to put them just directly inside of the bag, especially if it's a clamshell style, because all you got to do is you just put it in on one side. So let's say you put it on your right side, then you can zip the zips all the way down. And then when you want to access your stuff, you literally just take the zipper, open it up, and then you just have straight access to your bottle, just like that. Especially if the bag is like full, then the bottle really holds it stays in position really nicely. So that's the best way to do it, I found, rather than deal with external water bottle pockets that have a tendency for water to kind of slip out of them anyway. Especially with such a smooth bottle, it's just such an very nice, and I wouldn't want it to get dented. You know, it's such a nice bottle. It's like $50, but super high quality. By the way, I'm gonna try to put links to all the different products I talk about in the video in the description. I don't get commissions or anything like that. All of this is just for fun for me. I'm not doing this for the money. But at the end of the day, you know, if you guys want to know what's what, I'm gonna try to put it in the description. So there you go. This is another option. I was very close to keeping this, but at the end of the day, it's very expensive and it's just not worth keeping for me because I found something that works better for me. So that one, goodbye. All right. Next up, we got the GR1. I believe this is it's the GoRuck GR1 21 liters. So classic apparently in the carry community. And okay, pros and cons, and get right to it. What I liked about the bag, obviously it's very well constructed. It feels very tough. Everything about it feels very tough. Actually to its detriment to some extent, and I'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, I mean, clearly this bag is built like a tank. It's just amazing. Another thing I like about this bag is I like the morale patch. It's fun. You could put different ones. I bought one that said straight out of Azkaban. I'm a Harry Potter nerd, so there you go. Millennial. The inside is, everything is basically well constructed. There's lash points, all of that. That's pretty much what I do like about the bag. Oh, I do also like the compartment for the back compartment for the laptop. It's padded, it's comfortable, it's apparently it's bomb proof, which is overkill for my needs, but hey, I'll take it. What did I not like about this bag? I didn't like, first of all, I mean, this zipper system. While it's very high quality zippers, it's not AquaGuard. I mean, they're sort of sealed. They have that fabric seal kind of thing, you know, so it's kind of, but then there's also the fabric that covers it, but I find that it's actually too much. Like every time to like lift the little lip, and it's like a little bit much. The other thing I really kind of disliked about this bag is the front compartment here. When the bag is full, it doesn't really allow you much access. It's too tight, and then it's hard to actually access the pack. So that's another thing I didn't love about it. It's also just kind of an empty dump pocket, which is okay. I could live with that. But, you know, then you have to put in like, I guess then you put one of these pouches in, and it does work. But again, if you fully load the pack out, that's when you start having problems. And the last thing that I'll say about this, and where I meant that it's so rugged, to the point where it's actually overkill for me, is that if you don't load out the bag very much, meaning you just put some, I don't know, maybe I just want to go put my water bottle and my camera, or my water bottle, not even my camera, maybe just like my water bottle and my iPad. Okay. Now, if I wear this and it's kind of fairly light, I find that the straps, they're very tough, to the point where they kind of dig into this area here, to the collarbone. They're very tough. Now I understand that they soften with time, but it's just, it's like too much. It's like too rugged, you know? However, what I did notice is that when it actually is full and it's like packed out, because of the extra pressure that is applied, the weight, it will kind of soften the straps because it applies more pressure, so it compresses that foam, because the foam is so rigid that when it doesn't have a lot of weight, that rigidness doesn't actually activate. I mean, the foam doesn't activate, the softness doesn't activate because it's so rigid. So this is clearly a pack, obviously GoRuck, that is designed to carry a ton of weight. And if you're not someone who's going to carry a lot of weight, there may be a chance that it's going to dig in a little bit in your collarbone. Of course, your mileage may vary. I generally have sensitive skin, sensitive bones, super sensitive, so hey. But ultimately, I decided against keeping it. Again, it's a very expensive pack as well. I'm sure if I were to decide to keep it, it would be an amazing pack that would last me many, many years. And technically, I would be able to adjust to the different things, but again, I found one I like better. So this one is going back as well. What else we got? All right, here's another one. This is an interesting one by Aught Design. This is the Axiom 24, I believe. It was actually, I was on a waiting list for quite a while. It was kind of hard to get a hold of one, and when it finally came in, it was in camo. I was like, I don't know about the camo, but it was kind of cool, and I thought, oh, let me try something different. And it came in, and wow, it's so rugged, this one, but in a bit of a different way than the GoRuck. It's kind of a, this is a very military-ish kind of a bag. It feels kind of very rugged. I believe this is the X-Pac material, but it has almost like a, it almost feels like CORDURA. It doesn't quite feel like a regular X-Pac. It's very matte, sort of. It's not shiny. The top is this kind of weird rubbery material. It's almost like a PVC of sorts. And then these water bottle pockets are actually kind of, they're these unique bottle pockets. Okay, what did I like? Obviously the construction is good. Okay, let me put a couple of items in it to give you, to give you an assessment here. But basically, similar idea to the last couple that I mentioned, where it's a full clamshell. However, with this one, again, the water bottle pockets are separate. So if I put my lunch in there, like that, close it up. Okay, I like this pack overall. It's not very comfortable to wear with one strap, I should mention, so it's really designed to wear with both. I really like how it sits kind of nice and high. The load lifters are really cool, so you have these load lifters that will kind of make it a little higher or lower, and really kind of compresses everything and sits nicely on your back. Damn, maybe I should keep this one. It's so comfortable. But it has a couple weird things. So one thing is the water bottle pockets, I find. I do not like that the zipper for the water bottle pocket is right against my chest when I sling it forward. So it's not like in the middle here, it's actually right at the very bottom. So it's a little bit awkward to reach, you know? It's like, you know? And then you gotta fit the bottle in, and it's a bit weird to fit the bottle in as well. It's like, it's a bit awkward. I mean, it does work, but it's like, it takes more effort than I would have liked, really. So that's one thing that, and I'm really big on like easy access to my water bottle pocket. As you can see, it's something I kind of obsess over a little bit. So didn't love that. Seems over-engineered to me personally, although your mileage may vary. You might love it. Another thing, such a well-constructed bag, really amazing, but the back portion is really odd. I mean, look at this. What is up with this? I mean, I get, maybe they just tried to match like the curvature of the back, but in reality, this is where you sweat the most, so there's mesh to like sort of absorb it, I guess, but it almost feels like the mesh should be in exactly the opposite points of where it is, because you want to have that airflow right in the middle, that air channel, and you don't get that. Instead, it blocks the airflow right there. So that's a bit odd, but it kind of feels on the back a little odd too, but not like bad necessarily, just different. I don't know what to think of it really. It's really interesting. Let's put it that way. It's not necessarily a negative, but I didn't love it as much as the bag that I'm ultimately going to keep. But I have to say overall, it's a very nice bag. Again, good durable materials. Reminds me a little bit of the Brown Buffalo, but you know, it is a little bit different, more military-esque. Let's say the Brown Buffalo is a little more elegant, and this is more rough and burly. So at the end of the day, oh, and then what I do like about this is that it has a nice admin, so you don't have to buy a separate admin thing to put in with Velcro and stuff like you do with the Brown Buffalo, both in the front and back. But with this one, it kind of has all the organization that one would need, which is definitely a plus. I would say this is probably my top 3 in terms of like the ones that I was thinking of keeping. This guy is definitely up there, and I still would feel a little bad sending it back, but ultimately I can't keep all the bags, even though I am on the many baggers subreddit, so I guess technically it could be a many bag owner, but nope, I'm a minimalist, trying to be, so that one goes as well. Okay, we're almost done. This is the Lowe Alpine, Lowe Alpine. I didn't understand. I don't know. It's like the same company, different company. I don't know. Anyway, it's like the Rab AirZone Active 22, I believe it's called. Lowe Alpine. And look at this. Look at that. This is this air mesh. Basically, it has this gap. And it's incredible. I mean, it's so comfortable on the back. So this is actually a hiking pack, but it's a hiking pack that's kind of simple enough that it could work also for every day. So I thought to myself, what if I could actually use, at first I was like, this is not quite right. It's not what I need exactly. But then I was like, oh, wait a minute. I live on an island. I go to the beach a lot. You know, I do a lot of sports, a lot of hiking. I mean, Osprey Talon 22 I own. But I'm like, hey, what if this can replace the Osprey? It has better ventilation in the back. And I can still kind of manage to fit my iPad in, sort of, on days when I want to take my iPad. In reality, it doesn't have an iPad. It doesn't have a pocket for an iPad. It does have this sort of hydration sleeve. Will it fit the 12.9? It doesn't. It just doesn't. It doesn't quite fit the 12.9. If I decide to go for the 11-inch, I did just purchase an 11, and I'm testing it out, so I may end up going with that. In which case, it might actually work. But at the end of the day, these water bottle pockets, I mean, same idea basically. Mesh that does it's very stretchy and it just falls out for me. The bottles fall out easily. I don't have to use that, of course, but then again, the zippers don't go all the way down, so that technique with the zipper doesn't work as well with something like this. It is super light, which is nice, and wouldn't it be nice to have one bag instead of two that does the function of both? That is one of my biggest challenges, is always trying to find like the perfect lineup of bags that will cover all my carry scenarios and all the different applications I need without owning too many bags. So I'm always thinking about how can I possibly use one bag to cover me in two different situations, but cover me optimally, or do I really need a separate bag? And if so, what other things can that bag be used for? Because I'm trying to be practical, but I'm also trying to tailor each bag for a specific application, but have maybe 5 different carry applications. So maybe one bag is for going to a cafe, one bag is going, to one bag is going to urban exploration, another bag is for a hike. But if one bag could do all 3 of those things, that's obviously better. But at the end of the day, a bag like this, I tried it out for a bit and it was nice, but ultimately I decided to not go with a bag like this because I just found that this material is so flexible and it doesn't have much structure, so it's not very easy to open. It also doesn't stand on its own, so that's a downside because, of course, if you're just exploring and you want to be able to just plop the bag down and access things, this is definitely hard to access. It's just not very, it's really designed for carrying, for going on a hike, for having it on your back most of the time, not for quick access. So while I really enjoyed using this bag for the small amount that I tried it, I quickly realized that it wasn't quite right, and this one is also going back. So this one I'm also not gonna, but I have to say both the load lifters, which this does have, as well as this ventilation, is just incredible. And just if you're curious to know what it looks like, so it goes on like that. Yeah, so yeah, it's nice, a nice pack, but it's good if you're trying to have like a bag that covers everything, but you're primarily using it as a hiking pack and only occasionally will go sort of urban exploration. But I really wanted a commuting pack that I could take from place to place and just have my EDC, and this is not the best EDC bag. So I'm keeping my Osprey for now. I also got the Osprey Pro 20 that I'm going to test out in a few days, and I'm going to put out a review on a comparison between the 22 and the 20 Pro. But regardless, this one, goodbye. All right, we're coming to the last couple of ones here, and this is the Osprey Transporter Small Zip Backpack. I got this from Nordstrom. First of all, the material, it's overwhelming. I thought it was cool at first, but it's really too much when it's on your back. Other things about it. So this one really, it's kind of a special mention. I mean, it does have that nice air, this mesh sort of, it's not quite the same thing like true ventilation like you get from that other bag, from the Rab. But regardless, it is very comfortable on the back. And generally, very nice organization. I was really surprised. So it has a couple of sleeves for your tech. It has pen organization. I mean, like totally different than my Osprey Talon, obviously, which is a hiking pack. This one really is well thought out for the everyday sort of EDC setup. What I don't like so much about this is, again, I have this thing with true AquaGuard zippers, and this is, again, that fabric sort of zipper. Let's see, can you see it? There. Don't get me wrong, it's a very nice zippers, and they're very beefy and large. But yeah, that was one thing that I didn't love, because I'm like, this whole thing is such nice. Like this material is so. I mean, it even has this extra flap over here, and I didn't even know at first, but there's a zipper in there. I mean, it's really like seems so water resistant, and yet it has these zippers, and I'm like, water will probably get in there. Very comfortable overall, but a couple things that for me were deal breakers were I realized that I don't really like this sort of top loading. Again, it's similar to the Gossamer gear where it's got this top loading, and it's just not as easy to access when you want to walk and sling your stuff. You know, when you just want to access stuff, it's like, it's too hard to access, you know? And then the other thing about it was the water bottle solution is interesting. So it has these sort of stretchy guys, you know, and they're interesting, but I found that in practice, getting the bottle in and out is a pain, because again, it's like, just like with the Axiom 24, the entry point is close to the body, so it's like so close, and I'm like, ugh. And then with this one especially, I'm like fighting the mesh. It's very difficult to get the bag, to get the water bottle, and I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what the designers were thinking to themselves, really. I mean, it's like difficult to get the water bottle in. Water should not be difficult to access and put back in your bag. That is a principle that I believe in religiously. So there you go. Although has some features that I really, really liked, and overall feels and looks like a well-designed, like a well-built bag, I find that the design is lacking in terms of the water. Again, if you like it, you like it, but for me, it just doesn't work. It does have two of them, which is nice, but, you know, yeah. Yeah, that's it. So I decided not to go with this one. So which one did I go with? Well, at the end of the day, this is the Able Carry Daily Backpack, I believe it is. This is the X-Pac black version, and it is, first of all, just the right size for me, I find. It is, I believe, I want to say 20 liters, although I may be more, maybe 18 or 20, something like that. So right in the range that I wanted. And this bag is actually not a full clamshell. Instead, it's sort of, it opens quite a bit, but not full clamshell, but that's okay. What do I really like about this bag? First of all, the build quality feels impeccable. It feels very rugged and nice and durable, and it's very minimal. I like how minimal it is. The straps are very nice and comfortable, and it has that vibe of like, oh yeah, I'm chilling, I'm going places, I'm doing stuff, and it's simple, and it's like, it doesn't take a lot of attention. It's not like the brown buffalo is like it's like, wow, you have a beautiful backpack. Like I walked with it once, and my friend was like, wow, you have such a nice backpack. It's like, it's too nice, you know? It's like you're wearing a work of art on you. It's like, I don't know. This has like a more simpleness to it. and more like, oh yeah, I'm just like more casual, I should say. And it holds, this is empty right now. Maintains its shape beautifully when it's empty, which is an important one for me because I don't know how much I'm really going to put in there. You know, sometimes I just need just a bit more than a sling could carry. You know, maybe I just want my water bottle and maybe a pouch with some toiletries. That's it. Maybe, you know, it depends where I'm going, what I'm doing. But it's pretty much for every time I want to walk and commute and stuff like that, and I want it to be balanced on my back. So, yeah, I like how it holds its shape. Another thing I really like about this bag is that the entry, when I sling it around, its slingability is really nice because it has this zipper. So it has right there, and that's what I'm seeing here. And it's just an open bucket. It does have this little key guy, and I don't usually use that much. I just dump the keys in the middle. So let's load it out, and I'll show you what it looks like. So in the front, I got this pouch. I'm just gonna throw that in there. Got my keys, throw those in there. This is actually the, this is a nice, like a durable AirPods holder. I'm gonna throw it in the front, even though I have this latch point. I added these what are they called? Carabiners, you know, to hold stuff. So I could technically put it on there as well, and I will do that sometimes. That's another thing I really like about this bag is that it has all these different latch points. One thing I will say is kind of wish there would be more. There is one here actually. Yeah, it's really nice. I like these latch points. They're very convenient. The whole bag is very stealthy, and I feel like it's rugged enough that I could take it. It wouldn't be out of place to take to the beach or to the market or to the just going around urban exploration or a little hike. Yeah, it would work pretty much for everything, you know, and that's what's nice about this stealthy kind of look. It feels really nice. It has this nice little frame in the back. The padding in the back is nice. I should say I still sweat with it a bit. You know, I'll sweat if I'm walking a lot. But again, it's like that mesh. So it's not so much about how much you sweat. It's more about how it feels on your back when you are sweaty. Like how much does it irritate? It's not plasticky feeling. It has that mesh. So it feels nice even when I am sweating. It does have this little extra pocket, which I really like on the top. I have my mask in here. It's a N95 mask. But you can also just slip some other things. It's even large enough to fit my Kindle. But usually I'll put my phone and a mask in there, something like that. Fresh mask. I wouldn't want to put my phone and a dirty and a used mask in the same pocket. Yeah, main compartment. And just like that, it will easily fit the iPad very nicely. Another feature I like about this, I'm actually use this. I got my Kindle in there actually right now. Another feature I like is I can actually remove my pen, and it actually has this little. This is actually a pocket for the pen. So look at that. And then I could still fit. Now this is on the small side compared to some of the other ones that I tested. So this is the large lunch box, and then if I still. It's going to be very rare that I'm going to take both the lunch and the camera and a bottle. Actually, not very rare, but let's say it's not going to be super common. I found that this bag is also going to be useful for when I want to go do photography shoots, because I'm not going to actually bring my camera then. This is going to be just for my meals, because if I'm doing a sunset shoot and I want to eat my healthy food instead of stopping and getting a burger, you know, so this is like my food. I just keep it in the car, and then I take my Billingham shoulder bag, and that one contains my camera, so I'll do my shoot, whatever, and then I come back to the car and I just eat in the car or on the beach or wherever at the end of the shoot, and that way I'm able to still eat healthy. And you know, so this is a nice bag. It's going to be, I'm hoping it's going to serve me well. It also fits, of course, even on top of this. I could add my water bottle to the side. So yeah, I mean, it's pushing it tight now. I mean, I could still fit my, so this is my toiletries bag in the front. That's pushing it. Like I could probably still fit my layer, my base layer, but then I would have to take like my, but what I do like about this is if I really need to expand, you know, I have these guys, so I can just latch them on. So there you go, just like that. Now let's put it on. Very nice to wear with just one side, very comfortable. And now it's loaded out. Yeah, so I mean that's it's so comfortable. It fits, it works. Of course, I wish it had suspended ventilation where it actually had gap for air, but you know, that you can't ask that of a basic backpack. I mean, it's pretty much, it has everything I need. The price is right. It even has a sternum strap, which I almost never wear. But yeah, it works and it does the job. And now let's say I want to access my water. And, well, the zipper is on the wrong side right now, but so normally it would be like this. And I just go 1, 2, drink, and then back in, and zip closed. Pretty easy. I mean, you know, it's fully loaded now, so when it's not fully loaded, it's a little bit easier even. So there you have it. Very comfortable handle in here. And just the right size, it just works well and does the job, and it's simple, and I'm very happy with it. So I'm going to keep the Able Carry daily backpack. I quite like this bag, and it works perfectly for what I was looking for. That's it. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to make more videos, so if you like what you see, I'm trying to get my lighting all nice. I'm trying to get the whole thing set up. So subscribe, and I'm hoping to do a lot more bag reviews, or I should not say reviews, but sharing some of my experience with real experience with my own money that I bought different bags, trying different things, and sharing that experience with you guys. So if you like it, awesome. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.